In today's video, I'm going to be going over my favorite sling for the AR platform, and that would be the T.REX Arms sling. So over the years, throughout all my different AR builds and setups that I've had, I've tried all the major name brand slings. Magpul sling, the Viking Tactics, the Vickers sling, the Frank Proctor Way of the Gun sling, just all the popular ones that everybody knows and loves. And you know, at the end of the day, after trying all of them, I keep coming back to this one. And there's a few reasons for that. Mainly, this sling is very easy to stow. As you see right here on both of these guns, it folds up nice and tight. And they include this rubber, this bungee that helps, it doesn't help, it does secure the sling to the gun, so that when you're, you know, if you have this as a truck gun or it's in a pack or just, you know, in the safe, it's not taking up a ton of room and sticking out, and it doesn't have the option to get snagged or hung up on something if you're trying to deploy this gun. So deploy this sling. So when you're ready to deploy it, just grab it, pull it out, and it comes out just like that, and then you can sling it just like any other sling. So what makes this sling so good, in my opinion, is that it has a little bit of padding, but it's not overly thick, and that's the reason that it's able to fold up so nicely. Is there's not a ton of thick padding on here, because when you go to fold it up, you have to double it back over itself like 2 or 3 times, depending on how you fold it yourself. And on a regular sling with like an actual padded area right here, this thing would be sticking out double or even triple the width. So with that minimal padding right here, you can fold this thing up nicely. And on top of being easily foldable, this sling just feels comfortable to wear. So when I was getting into ARs and buying different slings and all, I really didn't know how to set them up. I didn't know how much material I should have here before the padded portion starts. You know, I didn't know how much I should have here at the other end next to my QD. But on T.REX Arms website, when I purchased these slings, they have a very good video that shows you how to set it up for your average typical size person that'll work good for most people, and then you can fine tune it from there. So it gave me a good starting point, and I adjusted it to my personal likings from there, and I just have it dialed in to exactly what I need. It hangs nice and loose. You can tighten it up if you need to do a task. It hangs even tighter, and then when you're ready to use it, just take some of that slack out. You can go low ready, high ready, and everything in between. So another thing you can use your sling for is to help stabilize the rifle. So if you don't have something to brace off of or anything like that, so what you do is you just put the sling on like normal, tighten it down all the way, and then that brings everything in tight and gives you a nice stable platform. So once you shoulder the rifle, squeeze in with this arm, and that helps bring the sling tighter, and it gives you a much better stabilized shot compared to just holding the rifle with no sling support. So have a steel target down at 100 yards. Let's see what we do. So it's just very comfortable, and I just really like it a lot. I still have all my other slings, you know, they're just hanging on a hook in my closet. So, you know, there's nothing wrong with the other slings that I mentioned earlier. It's just personal preference. So, you know, all of my videos and all my topics, they're all just my opinion. So take that for what it's worth. You know, I've never used a gun in real life or any situation. I'm just a civilian. So just take all that with a grain of salt. These are all just my opinions. So something else that I really like about this sling is that even when it's stowed, you can still manipulate the gun and get all of the necessary safeties, mag releases, charging handle. You can access all of those. So everything's still easily accessible, even with the sling stowed. I run it on QD Swivels, and just a little tip that I've found out is go with the D-ring swivels. Don't go with the swivels that look like an oval. These D-ring swivels really disperse the weight of the rifle on this sling, so that if you know what I'm talking about, like a typical oval shaped swivel, when you go to hang your rifle right here, the whole sling will bunch up in the curvature part of that oval, and it just really wears and tears on that sling. But with these D-ring QD swivels, the sling is not bunched up, and the sling sits in the whole D-shaped portion of the swivel, which in my opinion prolongs the life of the sling and it's just more comfortable. So take that for what it's worth. I run my sling close together. I have my QD point right here behind the grip, and then I run a QD right here close to the rail. So that's just how I prefer to run it. When I run it on the stock back here, I find that sometimes when I'm doing maneuvers or stuff like this, the sling comes off of my shoulder. Again, just personal preference. Whatever works best for you, run it that way. I'm in no shape or form telling you what to run. Just figure it out for yourself. But I feel like the closer you have the sling for movement is the best. Now, if I'm going to be putting this rifle on my back and walking with it for extended periods of time, I'd want the sling as far out as I could, because I could really tighten it down. But all in all, this sling for the money is a really, really good buy. You know, I have 2 of these at the moment, and they both have been just excellent. No tears or wear marks, really. And I use them a pretty good bit. So I'm shooting once a week at a minimum, sometimes more than that. And they've held up nicely. And I keep them folded like you saw at the beginning of the video. And, you know, I've never got one stuck on anything trying to deploy it. It folds up nicely like I mentioned earlier. And it's just all around a great package. So I would highly recommend it. But like I said prior, you may want to experiment with a few different slings, see which one works best for you, and then make your own opinion. So this is just what I've come to find out over the years, and you know, what works for me may not work for you. So if you're interested in picking up some of these slings, definitely go look at T.REX Arms website. I'm filming this the week prior to Black Friday, so you know, if you're watching this when the video comes out, Black Friday is probably coming up soon, so you could go pick one up, probably get a discount on it and save some money. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, drop us a like, a comment. Let me know what your favorite sling is down in the comments below, and we'll see you guys on the next video.